When a new virus that was claiming lives at a rapid pace around the world made its way to South African shores, a lockdown was implemented to prevent its spread, bringing an already weak economy to its knees. Many sectors of the economy came to a standstill, followed by a jobs bloodbath, as many businesses could not stay afloat. The economy contracted by 6.4% in 2020, before growing by 4.8% last year. Unemployment hit record highs of 34.9% in the third quarter of last year.
The lockdown has hit the South African economy very hard. We've seen an economic collapse in 2020 as a result of the lockdown. The economy declined by 6.4% in that year. 2021, from that low base, we saw some economic recovery, but the recovery in 2021 was less than the collapse in 2020. So at the moment, our economy is still smaller than in December 2019. As a result of that, we have a very serious unemployment problem in South Africa because we still have population growth in our country.
Some sectors of the economy were hit more than others. The hospitality industry is one of those that suffered from the movement restrictions, and South Africa being red listed in some countries. The sector is calling for reforms to boost tourism and to speed up recovery.
We need our Department of Home Affairs to fast-track this e-visa for our digital nomad market. At the same time, as I mentioned earlier, we also need to look at making it easier for all countries to visit South Africa. We need to remember we're competing against everyone else, and all the other countries make it easier to visit their country than we do. So we've got to be on the same level playing fields. The other thing that our government can also do very quickly is the departments that are not currently operating as they should, we should allow them to be able to work functionally. So as I mentioned, that all the 9 different departments of the liquor departments, they need to be able to facilitate the granting of liquor licenses for breweries, for hospitality, quickly and seamlessly. The same goes for Department of Transport, where they need to be able to facilitate that someone who wants to become a tour operator can actually easily become a tour operator.
The sale of tobacco and alcohol was also impacted by strict lockdown restrictions, with consequences for the fiscus.
What these restrictions did was to lead consumers through to the illicit market. So that was some of the unintended consequences. It would be interesting to see if they were effective from a health perspective. I saw a recent media report, and I must emphasize that I have not seen the research itself. I've just read what I've seen in the media, that research done by the South African Medical Council confirms that these restrictions were a blunt instrument and they're actually very ineffective. They didn't reduce heavy episodic drinking and they had little or no effect on moderate consumers. So let's think about what did transpire then. So we've also done some studies that shows that illicit trade increased during the period of the ban.
The economy is expected to grow by 2.1% this year. The possibility of new COVID variants, together with other challenges like the electricity supply challenges and other structural constraints, however, remain a risk to growth. Gloria Sefako Mosi, SABC News, Johannesburg.